All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. Whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance, CHANGECARS has you covered. In this week's episode of All Things Motoring, for our season premiere, Mike visits Plush Prestige Car Wash, and Ernest is back with another retro review. This is a show with polish and poise.
If you wanted reliability in the 80s, you went with one brand, and that was Honda. But if you wanted technology within that brand, you went with Prelude. Welcome to the tech fest that is the Honda Prelude. Let's start with the elusive obvious. Those lights over there. Now, I know Mike got to spend some time with Kit a couple weeks ago, but I'm not sure even Kit was this aerodynamic at the time. Honda engineers specifically made these pop-up lights like this for aerodynamic purposes, and you can see how sleek this car looks. Having said that though, once these lights popped up at speed, all those engineering hard workings went out the window. Speaking of windows, this car comes with an electronic sunroof, folks. This was in 1984. And even to this day, it works flawlessly. And that's not the only electronics in this car. Everything on this car is absolutely sleek, and you have to love how these door handles are so flush over here. Even the wheels have aerodynamics in mind when it comes to the way they're sculpted and designed. And as you go further towards the back of the car, it's got that integrated plastic/rubber spoiler. It has aged incredibly well, has this Prelude over here. But there's so much more to talk about. This would have scared any mechanic back in those days. It's a Honda 12-valve engine with dual carburetors, and there's just a lot of piping and cables and wires going on inside here. I wouldn't know where to start. But thankfully, it's got that Honda reliability, so it wouldn't break too often. But man, this would have been a scary project for a backyard mechanic. I do like those integrated bumpers at the front and back, and they are a little oversized, but I think the Americans had something to do with that. But today we won't be testing those bumpers, because I think it's time to go for a drive.
The Honda Prelude, a stylish two-door sports coupe, was introduced in South Africa starting with its second generation, which debuted in 1982. This model featured pop-up headlights and was powered by a 1.8-litre engine, delivering 100 kilowatts. The Prelude was well received in the South African market, offering a blend of performance and design that appealed to sports car enthusiasts. Over the years, Honda released subsequent generations of the Prelude, each bringing advancements in technology and design. The Prelude remained a significant model in Honda's lineup until the discontinuation in 2001. In December 2024, Honda announced plans to reintroduce the Prelude nameplate with the 6th generation model, expected to launch in the US market in late 2025 and in Europe by early 2026. Coming up after the break, Mike visits Plush Prestige Car Wash.
Well, I sold my 100th security system today.
Wow, 100 sales in your first month?
Yep.
What's your secret?
Well, if they're not home, I just leave my brochure on the kitchen table.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online platform. Trusted because with CHANGECARS, fly-by-night dealers are not welcome.
If I asked you to guess where I am, would it be a five-star hotel? Would it be a five-star law firm's offices? Or would it be a five-star car wash? You're going to go with five-star car wash. Why? Because this is All Things Motoring. We're at the incredible facility of Plush Car Wash at Melrose Arch, and we're going to chat to the owner, Neil, who's going to share with you how this all came to be. Is this the only facility? No, it's not. There are many more like it. If you want to give me the perfect start to a day, a fresh haircut, a freshly shaved face, and a clean car. Now, when you think of a clean car, I've got to take my car to a car wash. Taking my car to a car wash is not always the easiest thing. Today, we're at Plush Car Wash in Melrose with the owner and founder, Neil. Tell us about this incredible facility.
So this is Plush Prestige. This is our top brand. We've got 2 at Melrose Arch and 1 at Morningside. And it's something that we're just elevating the brand. This is just something different. It doesn't exist in the market. Something we wanted to try, and it's really working amazingly.
Now, when you say elevating the brand, you've spoken to us about 3. How many are there in total?
62, actually.
62.
And there are probably at least another 5 or 6 coming, but I don't want to give up all my secrets.
That's incredible. So now the thing that's always struck me, I hear the term waterless car wash.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So waterless car wash, also called the dry wash.
Right.
You use a special chemical on the car. When I say chemical, it's not toxic, it's eco-friendly, and basically it's got a polish in it. And what it does is it breaks the dirt down into smaller particles, and it's got a polish in it. It lifts it off the actual body of the car, which sounds a bit spacey, but it's how it works. We use microfiber cloths.
But now when I think of a car wash, I think of going to my local engine garage and seeing this ad hoc car wash. I come to Plush at Melrose Arch or your facility at Morningside. This is standout. The name says it all. Tell us about this facility.
What we wanted to do is people would come to me and said, what differentiates you? And I'd always had a vision of this in my mind. I thought it's time to really differentiate ourselves. And there's nothing like this in South Africa. It looks amazing, but the point is that you get the experience as well. So you drop your car off, you hand your key, you get a tag, that's it. We move the car to the wash bay for you. You come back, your car looks amazing under these new hex lights. There's a great seating area, there's free Wi-Fi.
There's a lot of feel good to it.
There's a lot of feel good to it. And it's a nice, like, bright space, and it's different to what car washes usually are. People actually slow down to see what it is, and now we've got them as customers. So it's working brilliantly for us.
And if I say to you the typical time, I need to get my car washed as clean as possible, but I've got a bit of time, what do we look at?
Generally, it's an hour. It can be up to 2 hours, and a little bit longer if you're having a full valet, but then you kind of expect that process.
But what strikes me is the quality of work you're doing here. The quality of products. Tell us about the products.
So the products, we've got manufacturers that make stuff for us. We've worked with them for years. They distribute stuff for us around the country because Plush is national. I don't know if you know, but we've got 7 branches in Durban, 2 in Cape Town, 1 in PE. They give us safety certificates. I really feel confident that the products we're using are the right products.
So now you let the cat out of the bag. You said 5 more branches coming. Where is this all going? Is Plush going to hit the magical 100 branches soon?
Plush is definitely going to hit the 100 branches. 5 or 6 this year, but 100 is definitely the number that's in my head.
One thing that has struck me, wherever you go, there seems to be a Plush. In Johannesburg itself, not Pretoria, just Johannesburg. How many do you have?
So in Joburg, there are 30 car washes, a mix between waterless and water. We also do steam. So these Prestiges, we actually use a high-pressure steam machine. It doesn't use any chemicals. It uses less water, so that's eco-friendly and water-saving. So a site like Melrose Arch, you've got mobile washers in some section, but you've got the fixed steam car wash as well, giving people both options.
So there's no question we had an exceptional facility and incredible lights watching the team work, but there's more to it in this bay. Are you going to show me around?
With pleasure. Let's go. So this over here is the drop-off section. We try and keep it open all the time. People drop their cars, book their keys in. It's very important that they have to get a tag. It's part of our security system.
But that is absolutely key. The security system is unbelievable here.
It has to be. You know, we're dealing with people's cars. It's precious to them. And whether it's a Porsche, like we've got over here, or any car, really, that car is precious to people. So
I drop my car here. Where do I go sit? And
you can go sit there, but most people go into the center.
Right.
And that's it. That's all you have to do until your car's here in the collection bay.
Now, what this gentleman's doing right now, what are we looking at there?
So here, we offer 3-stage machine polishes, headlight restoration, all those extra things. And we've tried to do it so you've got a premium place, premium service, but we try to keep the prices realistic. And yeah, so far it's been amazing. And then when you collect your car, to collect it, the vibe is supposed to be like a showroom. A detailing center, a showroom. You come back and you're like, wow, and you come, you drop it off, and it's easy, and you leave. It's not more than just a clean car. Like, my hope is that it makes your day after you drive.
I've had lunch. I'm looking forward to coming back to that. Now, let me be crystal clear. This is not set up. This is an incredible facility. Plush Car Wash in Melrose, where we are, and any of the other 60-plus branches. If you're looking for the best service, the best clean, you've got it. Neil, wishing you and the team the very best.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
So in case you're thinking that all I've ever done is present, you're wrong. Watch this. Don't take my word for it. And that is how you do it.
Did you know? The story of manual car washing is as old as automobiles themselves. In the early days of motoring, proud car owners hand cleaned their vehicles using soap, water, and elbow grease. By 1914, the first commercial car wash, ironically named Automated Laundry, opened in Detroit, Michigan. Workers manually scrubbed each car, delivering a thorough human touch. Throughout the 20th century, manual car washes became a sought-after service, offering careful cleaning that machinery couldn't replicate. Even today, they thrive as a premium alternative, known for meticulous attention to detail, perfect for vintage or custom cars. It's a tradition that combines craftsmanship and care, still cherished by many. Here at All Things Motoring, a good old-fashioned manual car wash with care, attention, and the caressing hands of a professional still knocks our socks off. Coming up after the break, Ernest wraps up the retro review. All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS. CHANGECARS is South Africa's most trusted online platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Here is a car with power steering, and one of the lightest power steerings I've felt in a long, long time. But how do you know that it's got power steering? Well, Honda's gonna tell you. So if you've ever driven a Honda, they feel quite similar, and this one's no different. It feels very small, and this was at the time where bonnets on cars started going lower and lower and lower. And I immediately noticed that on this car, I can't see the front of that bonnet. The clutch on here is biting a bit high, and although the car's in fantastic condition, that is definitely something I would change. It's not slipping or anything, it just takes very high, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. And then also this very futuristic steering wheel over here that's got 3 spokes, but not in places where spokes usually are. Now, I must confess, I've never driven a car like this before. So this is me sitting in here for the first time. There's no 30-year rule that applies. There's no familiarity. There's just me in shock as to how a car from this era could be this advanced. Now, you won't hear it, but the sound of this indicator is so wonderful. Certainly, modern manufacturers can learn from this and maybe take a page out of Honda's 80s and 90s book. I cannot believe that this car is from 1984. It must have been one of the most futuristic cars on the road. The gear shift is slick. This one's got the 5-speed manual, and already I'm sort of just slotting into my driving position, which is very adjustable, by the way, including height adjustable steering wheel. If I can click that back in. The speedo goes all the way to 220 kilometers an hour, but this car was fast in its day, and of course there were various models in the range as well. And to hear more about that, let's throw to one man only. The man that speaks from above and the man that's always right, at least on weekdays, the voice in the sky.
The second-generation Prelude, with its pop-up headlights and elongated looks, was well received for its design and performance. The next generation was introduced with innovative features, such as the world's first mechanical 4-wheel steering system in a mass-produced passenger car. The design was influenced by the upcoming Honda NSX, and the model offered improved handling and safety features. The 4th generation featured a more refined design and introduced electronic 4-wheel steering. It offered a range of engines, including a 2.2-litre direct overhead cam VTEC engine, producing even more advanced performance and driving dynamics. The 5th generation was the last before the model's discontinuation, and it featured a more angular design and introduced the active torque transfer system for improved handling. The model continued to offer a blend of performance and style, appealing to sports car enthusiasts all over the world. The next generation Prelude will, according to current rumors, feature a hybrid power plant. But for now, we wait patiently for its 2026 release.
When it comes to cars like this, oftentimes they don't have a lot of lights. This car was different. This car was known for having many lights, and you can see that from the light that lets you know that the door is open to the light that lets you know that the handbrake or the hazards are engaged and the fuel light, etc. Where most cars had the bare basics, this one took it to a whole new level. The air conditioning system is so intricate and tricky to navigate. Once you get used to it, you know where everything is, but at first it's like working with a very expensive tape deck of the same period. And remember how complicated those used to get. The angular theme of the car continues inside with the dash and this section of the dashboard here all being very angular. And again, I've noticed on this car, like many other older cars, it's got a little shelf on the dashboard, and the dash is quite far back because there's no airbag anywhere. So you've got a lot more space forward of the driver and passenger. The car feels very solid. And I suppose most Hondas do, don't they? As they get on in age, they don't age that much. You can feel that the chassis is tight, all the ball joints and suspension components work very well together. And then, of course, there are these seats that are a brown sort of velour texture in the middle with very interesting seat bolsters over here. You've even got levers on the side of the passenger seat to adjust them. Wow, this is really high-tech stuff. This one's got the 12-valve system, which means it's got 3 valves per cylinder. Something that was unbelievably forward-thinking at the time. And Honda, of course, were the pioneers of forward-thinking engine technology. Think VTEC, think double overhead cam, etc., etc., etc. This car was no different, pushing the boundaries with those twin carburetors in front. And having said that, while I'm driving this car now, it doesn't feel like a carburetor car. This feels like high-tech fuel injection. Let's give it the beans here a little bit. Ooh. Sounds like a Honda and goes like a Honda. And the pedals are so perfectly matched as well. It can make... Oh, my heel and towing is a little bit off there, but I can get to those pedals quite nicely. Just got to match that clutch. There we go. Oh, that's nice. This is a proper Sunday sports car, isn't it? Certainly a car that I'm not familiar with, this Honda Prelude, but a car that I think many of us saw growing up and oftentimes saw them in the hands of slightly more opulent folk. But now cars like this are well within reach, and I think a well-maintained car like this could be a good addition to the collection. It certainly is a good addition to the All Things Motoring collection. So maybe take one for a test drive. There are so many different models to choose from that were available in South Africa, although not all of them were. But in my mind, I'm always going to go for the one with the pop-up headlights.
We at All Things Motoring appreciate your support and interaction. And if you'd like to show some love to the show, head over to our website and click on the Fans of the Show tab. We would love to hear from you. Here is the screen top tip of the week. Listen to the weird noises. If your car starts making a sound like a confused whale, don't just turn the radio up, investigate before it gets worse. Before you buy a second-hand car, screen it. It's what smart people do.
Coming up next week on All Things Motoring, Mike and I challenge each other at epic karting in Syringa. And down in Cape Town, I visit the ever-popular Coffee and Cars. This is a show with adventure and speed.
If I asked you to guess where I'm at,
Let's start with the elusive obvious.
there are a couple of things that truly make my day. And then you're standing next to you. So
It's a Honda 12-valve engine with dual carburetors, and this would have been a scary project for a backyard mechanic.
So in case you're thinking that all I've ever done is present, you're wrong. Watch this. Don't take my word for it. And that is how you do it.
Here is a car. It might be quite low in the front. Ooh.
In Johannesburg itself, not Pretoria, just Johannesburg, how many do you have?
I'm trying to think now.
That's what happens when it gets to so many.
That's what it does.
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy? And where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey. All Things Motoring was brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. There is no safer online vehicle platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.